Just whenever you're ready, let me know.
Alright. Oh, welcome, peeps, to episode 19 of the Bearded Buddies is Trapped in a Dungeon. I totally just fucked that up, but it's all good.
It,
It's same,
it happens.
same shit. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
fuck. Allergy season has been fucking kicking my ass, bro.
You know what season just started that's kicking my ass?
Hmm.
Swamp ass and snaky ball season.
You ain't fucking lying. Oh my god, dude. It's been so bad.
Today was the
Yeah,
first
for
day.
anybody who lives in the South, or Louisiana specifically, you will
Same time
know
of year.
that this time is swamp ass season, and it gets very fucking real very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like floodgates have opened, and you are now having the rest of your day in sweaty ass underwear. Fucking
Straight up at work, I had to go take a step to the bathroom. Dry up a little bit.
fuck, dude. Man, but fucking, I got off work Sunday night, dude. Allergies for whatever reason. It might be like just the fucking like the dust and shit that we throw on the dough, but
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, I fucking allergies. Like, I didn't sleep that entire night.
Damn.
Like, I was up from the time this shit started when I got home all the way to about like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was up that entire fucking time.
Damn.
Bro, this shit was so fucking ruthless. Like, tried to sleep in as much as I could yesterday because, oh my fucking god, dude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't. And then I'm still even feeling it to this day, like today, like in my eyes and shit. Like that fucking like after feeling of
Mm-hmm.
them just being like drained and fucking like crusty and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. So bad. So bad. Oh. But yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I've been going back and watching a lot of like older Rooster Teeth shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not necessarily so much like Achievement Hunter and Let's Play because that was like the main thing I watched. Just like going back and watching their
Just
like
like
old
old.
shorts and
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, dude. Like I'm
I
sitting there
know.
thinking, I'm like, bro, with the green screen now, I'd love to do some shit like
Mm-hmm.
that.
They had some great shit back in the day, man.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. And yeah, dude, it just really sucks that the way they ended up going, fucking.
Is what it is.
But yeah, is what it is. You outgrow shit and move on. You change and whatnot. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I can definitely say though, like I was thinking about it hard last night, and I was just like thinking of like a weird scenario where if somebody walked up to me and asked me like or what was like the inspiration for like the bearded buddies or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, the first thing that came to mind was like, oh yeah, Rooster Teeth. Like
Yeah.
that was
Like old
the
style.
like really big, like the old like fucking stuff that they did was like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, watching that back in the day, I was always just like, man, that shit would be so fucking cool to have like
Oh, yeah.
5 people and just like fucking do like the LAN parties and videos and
Mm-hmm.
shit like that. But hey, now we're a little bit closer to it.
Yeah.
Now we's a little bit closer.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. That and like yeah, I think I've just been mainly watching their shorts and shit and like I I always make it like at least like once a year to go back and watch like the highlights of the Cheese Master.
Ah,
Fucking
that
Gus,
was
dude.
fucking epic. Uh,
Bro.
when that happened. For those who don't know, uh, Rooster Teeth every year does a extra life a stream with Extra Life, where it's a 24-hour live stream where they raise money for like children's hospitals and stuff. And it gets there was a minute where it was getting like out of hand every year, and I think it was the second. I think it might have been the third year. Oh, excuse me. Uh, Gus got very, very drunk, and during that year they had a a spinning wheel of death or whatever, where they would have like different challenges and stuff, and throughout the 24 hours, people would like go in like a race and change things on it. And one of the things, Gus, while very drunk and shirtless, wrote on it some cheese master or something about cheese, and they spun it and it landed on it. They Nobody knew what it was, what it meant, and he was just fucking gone. He ate a hair sandwich. Oh yeah, he ate a hair double down or whatever, which is like a chicken sandwich where it's in a buns, it's chicken, and he put somebody,
Yeah.
because earlier that night somebody had shaved their beard or something. He put their beard hair on it and ate that, and like he was fucking. And what it ended up being, the cheesing, was he wanted to take earlier a couple people had like chugged gallons of milk, and he wanted to take the milk and make cheese that they had thrown up.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, and I was watching like a highlight from when they were talking about it. I think it was like on one of the podcasts or
Mm-hmm.
some shit like that. And he was like, "Yeah, like I was so drunk that I fucked it up and was like it was meant to be uh fucking it was meant to be butter instead of cheese." Because he was just like, "I don't know how to make fucking cheese, but I know how to make butter." But
Yeah.
he was like, I mean, same fucking thing, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. And but yeah, it was like the milk that fucking Gavin
And
and
Michael,
Michael
they like
had like
like.
chugged and
By the way,
shit.
that was at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and Cheese Master was at like 3 o'clock in the morning the next day.
Yeah. So yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
yeah, because I think
dude.
it would start at like 7 or something, or maybe a little later than that. So it was like in the first like 4 hours they had did that, and then this is now it's like 3 o'clock in the morning almost.
Yeah.
Of course, the thing that I'll always remember and think about regularly. I mean, Cheese Master is always pretty memorable, but was from the year before, uh, where Michael Jones from Achievement Hunter ate 12 lava cakes
Yeah.
back to back,
Dude, that's
and then went
so
and
fuck.
threw them up.
Oh, dude, that had to have been like the gooeyest shit ever.
Well,
Like,
they filmed them throwing it up and put it up,
yeah.
because that's actually
But
uh, 'cause it's one of the funniest moments, because and like he chose to throw it up, like he didn't have to throw it up, like
oh yeah,
he
he
was
like
just.
forced himself.
Yeah, well, because he was like, I mean, obviously, if he eat 12 lava cakes, he was feeling horrendous, and like you can't let that sit in there. So he
So,
went into the bathroom. I think he was probably about to throw up anyway, but he just went
oh
to the
yeah.
bathroom, and he like did the finger thing, and at one point, like 2 3 rounds in throwing up, he looks at the camera, and he's like got like tears and coming down his face, and he's like, for the children. And like they had edited, because they didn't show the throw up, they edited to look like rainbows and unicorns coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. For the kids. Yep.
He's like, for the kids. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's like fucking. I think that was probably one of the very first like things of Rooster Teeth I ever seen. The very first thing I ever watched from them was Rage Quit,
Mm-hmm.
because me and my cousin or whatever, he was like, "Yo, you gotta check this fucking shit out. It's so funny." And because of like YouTube being as young as it was back then, and like the newer content starting to drift over
Mm-hmm.
into shit like that, I thought it was like the funniest fucking thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back and tried watching a couple, and I'm like, these are funny, but at the same time, you can tell their fucking age. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long since I watched any of them. I feel like some of them are probably still funny, like some stuff in
oh
them,
yeah,
like some of the better ones, that is, like the more popular ones. But I'm sure there's some of them that probably, because one of the things I remember is back when he was like in the early time, like the early couple of years when he was doing those like all the time. Because at one point they kind of stopped doing them. Uh, it- because where their office was located, right above on the second floor above their office was another one of their offices where they would do like voice work and stuff. So he couldn't record it during the day. He'd have to wait until everyone left, because and there's
yep.
people who there's like they've showed like some of the behind the scenes stuff. They've showed like, oh, I guess Michael's recording Rage Quick during the day today, and they're on the second floor, and you just hear, oh, you motherfucker, oh, you fucking so, like just
Oh yeah.
yelling. And
Oh wait, I think it was the financing team because Barbara was in it.
it was like several different things because that was when
Something like
That
that.
was before Rooster Teeth was like a couple hundred employees. That was when they were starting to get towards that.
Yeah,
That
that's
when
when
there
they
was
were in
like
that tiny
a,
little building,
they had like
I
a decent
think.
like size studio and stuff like because that was like that was like what the main office they had for the majority of the time that I watched them until they moved until where they're at now. I think they're
Yeah,
still at the same place that they were.
thanks.
They've been there for a while. This other big place, but that this place like they had like a decent sized studio area, and they had, but like the main like office part of it, there was a couple offices on the first floor, and then the second floor right above them was a couple more, and then they had like a big studio area with like the big studio door and shit like that. Like that's where like the podcast and all that was filmed, and they had like areas that were set up for like other like animation stuff in there, but I think they had like finance and like a couple like one or two other things, and they had like a little recording booth upstairs too. Because I remember seeing that they had like a little room that had like all the padding and stuff, and like a
Yeah,
fiberglass window or whatever. So it's just like a little small that they would record like do some of their voice work and stuff.
yeah. Shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking great fucking channel back in the day, man. And did
Mm-hmm.
you fucking see their new stupid ass logo?
Well, they keep changes. Like I haven't seen like the new like Rooster Teeth logo, but I know like
Oh yeah, awful.
they rebranded their Instagram account or one of their Instagram accounts to Team Squad Force or something like that. And then
Yeah,
I think that's supposed to be because Rooster Teeth was always kind of divided up into like a couple groups. Like there'd be like the Achievement Hunter group, and there was always the Rooster Teeth core people. And I think that
yeah,
became them. And then I feel like I've seen the recent Rooster Teeth logo because I've gotten like ads for Ruby because I guess Ruby's during it's in like season or something. So like there was like a couple minutes there where I kept getting like Ruby ads, which that show I don't know what the fuck's going on. That show, I haven't watched the show in so long.
fuck you. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea.
Um, and it's funny. Ruby's Ruby and Rushi both have this funny thing where I feel like about once or twice a year, almost pretty much like once a year, I see a video, a new video by somebody different each time on YouTube recommended that is the rise and fall of Ruby or the rise and fall of Rooster Teeth. Every year I see like a new one. It's like
Yeah,
how many times are they going to rise and fall, bro? Because like there's like so many people like because like
really.
there's a lot of people who I think like actually like Ruby, and then there's a lot of people who like to hate it. Like it's kind of
Yeah,
like I don't know for YouTube animated series, it's like the equivalent of like Star Wars, where like a lot of people hate it and love to hate it. But go back to what I was saying earlier about like the rebranding. I know they also rebranded like the Rooster Teeth Core Dungeons and Dragons series. I've gotten ads for that too, and like gotten like clips come up for it
yeah.
because I know there's like one that's like I think like Gus is DMing it, and there's like it's like Blaine and like Barbara and one or two other people are in it. I get clips for that every once in a while, but I haven't watched any of it.
He actually somebody took a picture of Gus or whatever with a couple like Dungeon and Dragons books,
Mm-hmm.
and like on a fucking sign he had roast me
Damn.
or something like that. And one of the comments was ultimate virgin or some shit like that. And then the other one there was a response to it that was like virgin on the outside, but the body says he is not vegan or some shit like that.
That's fucking
I'll have to
stupid.
fucking see if I can remember it. But like yeah, fuck dude, that shit was so funny. But yeah, here's the god awful fucking new logo.
Yeah, I have seen that. It, for some reason, it reminds me a lot of Good Mythical Morning because I think they had a logo very similar to that at one point. They did like a minimalist like logo or something. The thing, fucking
Yeah,
thing, don't even got the damn teeth in it.
yeah. Like so I looked at it and I'm like, why does that look like a new like fried chicken like company?
Fried chicken chain
Yeah, new food like fast food chain or some shit. I'm like, bro,
coming on the Rooster's Fried Chicken.
oh my god, dude. Yeah, well, there is
Yeah, I've seen that a bunch. Like,
I
yeah,
made oh yeah, so somebody made an adjustment to it to what it should be. And I'm like,
that's
that's still
worse. That's worse somehow.
yeah. This one's not as bad.
Yeah, I'd rather just go back to
I
one of the
prefer the original,
go back to
man.
one of the
Like it's
older
just
ones.
yeah.
Listen, the
I don't
name
know,
don't make
dude.
any fucking sense. Just fucking stick with it.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. I think they fucking did that after their whole like last fucking controversy or some shit like that
I
with
think they're
the
just trying whatever they can right now. To be honest, they keep because I noticed they because like I said they rebranded like a couple things. So like over the past like year or two. So I think that's just what they're maybe it worked for some of the stuff. So they're like doing it like across the board.
yeah. I think there was a couple theories out there about like with like their whole situation and shit like that and losing like a lot of views.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
oh yeah, they definitely have.
like somebody was like one guy was like I think like this is why Bernie got out of like his position is where he was at because he was like with the whole like cancel culture and everything, like good and damn well that he knew about all that shit that was going on, like the fucking problem more than likely.
So
So
because the two things that always stuck out to me as like the big controversies was Ryan from Achievement Hunter sleeping with
yeah,
fans, and nobody really knew
nobody
about
knew
that.
about that.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure like there maybe in the behind the scenes maybe had, some people in Achievement had some theories that he was doing something because that was like a thing that like would always come up that he was like would have like his flights would always get messed up and he would get stuck at conventions like an extra day or something. So so like looking back now the signs were there. But then like the other controversy was the that person, which I don't know what they're transgender now. At the time that they weren't. At the time they were at Rooster Teeth. They weren't. And they went. Their name was Aiden. I don't know what their new name is or whatever. And
yeah,
apparently there was a lot of like getting called names and stuff.
yeah,
In the videos, you don't really see it, and so I don't know how bad it actually was outside of that.
yeah,
So I mean, like, because I think I remember I heard something around the time that Bernie left. I think so he never wanted to be CEO, and he wasn't until like a couple years, like right, like a year or two, a couple years before he left. Matt was the
yeah,
CEO, and he left because he left to go do other stuff. He ended up like directing like some animated Transformer movie series on Netflix or something, doing other stuff. That's what he wanted to do to begin with, but then Rooster
yeah.
Teeth took off. Um, I think something happened. I remember reading somewhere that so Bernie at the time at Rooster Teeth had I think like right before Rooster took off, him and his wife split, and that he had kids with, and then he during Rooster he had met uh chick who worked at some other internet thing, and they came with Rooster called Ashley, and they got married and had a kid, and I think I remember reading that the kid was like special needs or something, and so I think the
Mm.
part of the reason why he left was to spend more time and focus and help with that.
Okay.
So like I think there was like a lot of reasons. Like I don't think it was necessarily like oh he knew about it like all this fucking shitty things that were going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Well, it's like, well, and I look at it and I'm like, I don't think he necessarily knew about all of that, but I'm sure he's kind of gotten like a glance of like the way like the work hours and shit because
Oh
apparently
that
people have said that like the work hours were fucking brutal or something like that,
yeah.
and I'm like, I mean, I could have already said that, like, I mean, with the amount of shit that they produce on the channel, like, I mean,
Well, and I mean, I kind of did see that coming just because I was for years I was a sponsor on the website, like in or like they during the time I was a sponsor, they changed it to first member. Like I paid for the subscription and watched like the bonus content and saw a lot of behind the scenes content and stuff. And like the crunch time thing was like a real fucking deal. They had some serious crunch time culture over there, like and like look at like some of the stuff they had, like they probably should have backed off of, like, to be honest. Like I don't know if I was older and worked there at the time, I probably would have been like, hey, can we like we gotta figure something out because this ain't because like they had a set of a washing machine and a dryer there, and they even had like an area or two where there was like bunk beds and stuff, and like some people who had their own offices would like sleep on the couch and stuff. So like that was like a thing that like people would stay there for like days straight and just like get up, go to work, and then go sleep and shit there. It's like that's not good. Like,
Yeah, no, that's really. I mean,
but
nobody really should do that at all.
yeah, but like, and that's the thing is like, to what degree was it required? Like, I don't think to that
Yeah,
degree it was. I think there were some people who did. I don't know. I'm sure some to some degree it was implied to, hey, when it's like, deadlines are coming up, we gotta get shit done.
yeah,
It is what it is. But yeah, overtime sucks. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't to that degree where you're like staying the night there, and like you're utilizing the company's washer and dryer machine to do your clothes because you don't have time to do them at home. Like that's where it gets kind of excessive. Like the
yeah.
company that I work for now, we actually had something similar when I first started working there, where we were just in severe overtime for like 7 or 8 months. Uh, it's some of the days like weren't that bad. Like most of the time wasn't that bad. It was just like a couple hours extra. But then like there was a few days where like we needed certain shit done, and of course this was like a management problem with it. We wouldn't find out until like that day or the day before that certain things need to be done that night. And
Oh,
there was like, let everybody know, I wake up before 6 o'clock to go to work for 7 a.m. Uh, I can't even tell you how many times I stayed until 6 or 7 o'clock, and then there's at least twice where we stayed. Once till like a little after 10, and another time till like almost midnight. Like 5 or 6 of us.
Jesus.
Yeah, and got up and went to work the next day.
God damn.
Let's just say those checks
I-
were pretty nice.
Oh, I'm sure they
Um,
were.
and there was a
Yeah.
few times where, because we get paid every other week, so bi-weekly or whatever. There was a few times where I had 2 or 3 times I had 40 hours of overtime almost for two
Yeah.
weeks. So that's 20 hours a week. And I average like 15 a week, 10 to 15 hours of overtime a week. 10's
Yeah.
not that bad, but like when you start getting to like 15, 20, oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. Literally. Fuck, dude. Yeah. Overtime fucking it has its benefits, but fuck, dude. It's
Hmm.
like
Oh, I know
there's
there's
just sometimes just like I
some,
don't even fucking want it.
yeah,
I don't want it if I'm doing that. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, at the time I didn't really mind because getting that job was a big pay increase on top of the fact that we figure in time and a half is like over $25 an hour. It's not that bad.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, but Rooster Teeth, man, I don't know.
Fucking
I'm just kind of over them. I'm sure there's a lot of people are.
yeah. It's kind of gotten to the point where like I don't even watch their newer shit. I
Mm-hmm.
just go back for like nostalgia stuff or like to get inspiration
Mm-hmm.
for like other shit to do for like video
Mm-hmm.
wise and whatnot. Which actually I was thinking hard as fuck. This is a little bit meta into our company or whatever. Or whatever. But I was sitting there and I'm like, fuck, dude, how cool would it be if we did our own like Halo Machinima series?
Yeah,
Like that would be cool as fuck.
I thought
I
about
don't know
doing
what it'd be
one,
called.
and I thought about doing one in high school, like just doing like a short, like one little thing that was like something for like some school project or something. I was talking with somebody, and we were like, a friend of mine from high school that he was kind of into Rooster Teeth too, and I was like, dude, for this project, wherever, like we had to make a video, and so we should do like, if we had more time and the actual ability to record it. I was like, dude, it'd be so sweet if we could do a fucking Halo machinima, but I was like thinking it out in my head. I was like, I don't have a fucking I have a laptop. I don't have like an Elgato or nothing. I don't have nothing to fucking record this shit. Like, how the fuck am I going to do this? And so we ended up
Yeah.
just not
The
even.
360 didn't have the ability to fucking make like recordings and
Well, no,
shit
you
like
could.
that.
What you could have done, because I thought about it, is Halo 3. Use Halo 3's theater mode and upload it to Halo Waypoint, and then get on it from the website.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's
Yeah.
what you would have done. I could have done, but then I was like trying to plan it out because it was a very specific thing, and it was like optional to do the video, and it was just some project for math class or something. And I was like, "That's a lot of work." And I ended like we just didn't have the time to do it. So I was just like, "Yeah, we're just not gonna do it." But yeah,
Yeah, because like I was thinking hard on it, and I'm like, fuck, dude, that would be like awesome as shit to just make that like one giant project,
mm-hmm,
and then just like whenever it's fucking finished, just release
right.
the episodes like once a week or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Have it like the.
So here's
I
the
mean, the
question.
episode ain't even really got to be that long.
No, it doesn't. So here's the question: what Halo do we start in? Do we do it? Do we just go straight to Halo Infinite? Do we?
So
I
what
definitely
I
don't.
would
Hmm.
was just for the fuck of it, start on a Halo 1, right? And then just have that be the first season. And if it does pretty well or whatever,
Mm-hmm. Or we just decide to make
then
another season.
second season Halo 2, and then after that on 3,
Mm-hmm.
4, or wait, no, we would have to do like was yeah, Reach was before 4. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That was the last one Bungie did.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then do 4, 5, and then Infinite, and then Infinite do like however fucking long.
Mm-hmm. Well, because the reason
However
why I say
long
that is
that shit's
because
gonna be going.
um with Infinite we get the better Forge, the best version of Forge, like the most like you could do the most shit with it. And five has a pretty decent Forge, too, as far as like being able to set stuff up. So that's the thing is like when it comes to that part of it, like we have more options.
Yeah.
Um, and this was a problem that they came up with. That they came up with Red versus Blue, is if like we start giving like side characters like certain armor sets that like helmets and stuff that are unique to them. Not they don't look quite the same, but not every Halo game kind of has them. You know, for some of them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the hardest one with that is Halo 5 and kind of Halo 4 because Halo 4 like kind of reset the armor design kind of. They had some of some older similar stuff, but they kind of reset it, put a lot of new stuff in it. Then Halo 5, the armor customization is just the fucking worst.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I was watching some videos, and even one guy brought that up. He was like, Halo 5 has like the worst fucking one for
Yeah,
like armor
well, yeah,
customization
because
and shit like that.
it's all armor requisition. It's all the rec packs where you could potentially get a helmet or armor from, but it's all you can change
Not
is
care.
your helmet or your full suit of armor. And I swear to God, almost 90% of those armor suits look undistinguishable from each other. Like it's all just like none of them are as like unique as like the old stuff was. Where
Yeah.
like there's just too many of them. There's so fucking many of them. Some of them are like when they brought in like the Heroes of Reach and like I think one of the ones that I have is like a fucked up version of Master Chief's where it's like kind of just damaged or whatever, heavily damaged version of Master Chief. That one's kind of cool, but like
Yeah.
most of them, you can't really tell you can barely tell the difference between them. And the helmets are some fucking wild ass helmets. Like I don't know what the
They
fuck
really
their fucking
are.
armor customization designers were fucking smoking, bro. And some of them just don't even make fucking sense as armor. Like,
No, they really don't. Yeah, because like the helmet that I have is weird as fuck, dude. Like, if I had a picture of it, I'd fucking pull it up. But like, God, dude, when I fucking first got it, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then like after a while, I'm like, this doesn't really make any fucking
yeah.
sense. Like, it's, like
And
especially
then,
like body armor, I was like, and it's so hard, like you're to get a hold of like new fucking armor
well, just
pieces
you
and
just don't get it that often. And it's not
yeah,
like previous, like at least like Halo 3. Like some of them you get from campaign, you get them from getting the skulls. Halo Reach, it's all multiplayer, but it's all there. Like you just gotta level up and buy it with your credits that you earn. Um, Halo 4, at least it's all just from leveling up. Pretty much every time you level up, you get a new piece. But like, freaking Halo 5 just had to change it up, bro.
you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, you wouldn't necessarily have to go down like do like season 1 is Halo 1, Halo 2, and then whatever for each season.
Mm,
What we could do is have like the main one be on Infinite.
mm.
because people I was watching like some stuff on it with like the whole machinima mode and shit like that, and I was like, oh, thank fuck, like
Oh yeah, and
fucking
Infinite has like AI and stuff in it. Like you
yeah.
could give scripting to AI and stuff.
Yeah, and then like all the other games can just be like little spin-off series or shit like that, or assuming we even get to that fucking point with like machinima
It's
or
just one of those
whatnot.
things. Like if we try it out and then if we like it, we'll just make more. There you go. Um.
Yeah, 'cause I would love to make ones in Reach. That would be
hmm
fuck like all the armor shit that's in there. Oh my god, shit would be fire.
Yeah, it'd definitely be best to do
Only
that
problem is
Master Chief
we would need
collection.
a lot of bodies.
Huh?
We would probably need a lot of bodies though,
Well,
which or well
so
not a lot,
so
but like
so here's the behind the scenes of how they did it. Uh, well, I think it was, I don't remember if it was like the original, how they did for the original, but their setup for like on during the 360 days on the 360 Halos, they literally
yeah.
had like three or four 360s and four controllers each. It was all split screen. And then like certain camera angle stuff they would go back in theater mode, or they would do it in Forge with the I think it was just theater mode because then you could turn off the HUD in theater mode. But yeah, it was like a whole, they had a whole set, and I'm sure there's some like old ass YouTube videos we could find of like some of the other people who did machinimas, because Halo machinimas were huge during Halo
Oh yeah.
3. Like I can't tell you how many times I used to go on YouTube and look up Halo 3 machinimas and watch like a puppy in Halo 3, or the oh, I forget what it was called, but it was supposed to be the one where oh yeah, it's the teabag one, where the dad got mad at his son for teabagging, and then an enemy player kills his son, and he goes and kills him, and he's just staring at the body, and he's like, and then he teabags him. And like so many other ones. And there was another Machinima series that I only watched like, I remember there being like a couple seasons of it. That was like the Lost Spartans or something like that. It was a more serious show. It wasn't like a comedy like Red
Yeah.
versus Blue. Yeah, there's all kinds of shit, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely when it comes to like voice acting and shit like that, would definitely like to get the other boys in on it
Mm-hmm.
as well. Because I know good and damn well Ray would be down for it because he does like his
Just done a couple Instagram
voice.
videos or something. Yeah, I've seen him do
Yeah,
like a
he does
couple
like
things.
his video TikTok or something like that of like voice acting and stuff like that. Um, I'm pretty sure Michael would be down in a fucking
I'm
heartbeat to
sure they
just be
probably
like,
all would be.
oh yeah. It's a matter of really just finding a script
Or just
or
making
making
one,
this.
making one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Making one. Figuring out if we wanted to do like something serious, something comedy, whatever.
Yeah. Which knowing our group, it'd probably be some like comedy, like dumbass type shit.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
No. I mean, making a serious one could also fucking work too. I mean,
Probably be better.
yeah.
Probably be better and easier to do a comedy though.
Oh yeah, probably. More than likely, yeah. Yeah, shit. Fucking. Oh yeah. Actually, I'll try seeing and typing something up if not possible, just to kind of like test
Mm-hmm.
run or whatever. But filming it is gonna be a little tricky.
Yeah, we'll have to play around and see. Just see how it is on Halo Infinite. I never really thought or looked around.
Yeah, which I've never even touched Halo Infinite, so I would have to go on like a grind and shit like that because I don't know how their armor system works or whatnot, or if you could just.
So on that one, they have battle passes. Um, but I want to say they're free. I know there's like a premium, or it's like you could buy them or something. I don't know, but it's unlike like Fortnite where once the battle pass is that time limit ends, it goes away. The battle pass just stays there, and you can just switch to it whenever.
Oh, thank
And so
God.
you have to play and level it up, and there's like stuff other than armor in it too. So you have to kind of have to grind it. I mean,
So just like the Master Chief Collection, then pretty much.
yeah, but it's unlocks in order. You can't just like choose whatever you want on that page because the Master Chief
Right.
Collection,
Do you
you
just go
you get
whatever
those you get those
expect?
points from leveling up, and some challenges give you points, and some of the challenges give you multiple points, and then you
Yeah,
just go on like the say like page 1 of season 3 or whatever. You can get anything you want, and then once that page is done, then you can move to the next page.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
which on the Master Chief Collection, I don't have a ton of some of them, but the Halo Reach stuff I have all of.
Yeah, I think I have everything on Halo Reach's stuff.
Yeah,
That was the main thing because I mean I think that was actually the first one that came
yeah, that was
out.
like the first one. Yeah, because they did that. How they did that was how they released when they released how they released those seasons was during when they were putting the Master Chief Collection on PC, and so when they released them one at a time, the Halo games one at a time in order. So the Halo Reach in chronological order. So I think Halo Reach came out first. They added it when they added it to Xbox. They put it on PC and they did the first season of Halo Reach.
Yeah,
And then but like Halo 3, like all of its armor was already unlocked, but they've added like a bunch of new sets of armor to Halo 3. They've added new armor to Halo Reach too. Um, Halo 2, I think Anniversary, I know they added like two sets of armor. Um, then what else? They've added other stuff like Halo 3 has like back items. So you know like in original Halo 3 they had the katana. Now they have like all kinds of other shit. Like you can have like a fire axe, you can have the fucking legendary shield, you can have all kinds of shit on your back. Just like to add just like the kind of I think they did like the kind of fill in some of the seasons because some of them
yeah,
didn't have as much. Like the ODST one was kind of one of the things that they did that because I guess they didn't have as many options with that one because they wanted it to be mostly ODST stuff. Is it's like because there's weapon skins too. It's like weapon skins, vehicle skins, and then all the characters. So all the other seasons, everything costs 1 point, and the ODST one, everything costs 1 point except for the characters. The characters for a firefight cost two or something like
yeah.
that. So like it kind of took down a bunch of things that they didn't need, and they added like I think they added some variants or something. They might have been in original ODST. I never really delved. I've played and beat original ODST, but I never really delved too deep into like unlocking all the firefight characters. So I don't know if they were all in there, but you have like all the characters from the game. Sergeant Johnson, who was a pre-order bonus, he's in the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
Then you have all the characters with and without their helmet. I want to say they have all of them covered in like splattered drones and stuff or something like that. And then they have like maybe like another version of everybody. There's kind of like a lot of them, like
Oh yeah,
variants and stuff. That's a
yeah.
fun game.
Oh yeah. Fucking yeah. I think that'd be a pretty fucking cool project for the near future or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Add it to the list
Um,
of other ones.
yeah. Onto the fucking like massive list that we just keep building up. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, that's good. That's good though.
Yeah, come up with ideas for when we have time. Uh,
I'd rather be making too many ideas than
yeah,
not enough.
yeah. Uh, so this topic I got, it's kind of you would definitely find interesting. It's kind of related to big groups on YouTube and slash Twitch and the internet. Critical Role have officially announced that they're getting ready to do some like mini series because you know they do like mini series sometimes during campaigns and all that or between campaigns.
Yeah.
Their next one is going to feature an original game from their own publishing company. Now, it's not a D&D replacement. It's actually from what people have heard, from what they've talked about, it's a horror game kind of similar to Call of Cthulhu. But it's their own it's like the first game coming out from their like in-house game publishing company. But
Nice.
that being said, you might have to look it up. They did announce the name of their fantasy game that they're working on that will probably be ready. They didn't say this, but it will probably be ready by the time campaign 4 it's time for campaign 4, which means they'll
Yeah.
officially be free of D&D, like separated from D&D.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Which they were already working on that like before all the D&D
Oh.
stuff was happening just because of like copyright things and like with the
Oh yeah.
animated show on Amazon, they have to change names of stuff because of legal reasons and all that. So they were
Yep.
already doing that, but it's like going to be real soon.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Yeah. I mean, more power to them, dude. They definitely. I mean, I would be doing the same thing if I was in their position, like
Mm.
hands down. Because I mean, with that whole OGL license shit that had happened, I'd be kind of like like,
Well, and that's the thing is like
uh,
when reading all that OGL stuff, like it doesn't like directly target them, but it kind of does because
yeah,
like
because they're the biggest
yeah,
ones. I
they're the
mean,
biggest one because it said something about like uh, do you remember there was that whole thing about the people who make over like $750,000 off of D&D had to pay like a certain fee or whatever, and it's like there's like not even 10. I think that even the D&D said that there were like was like barely 10 of people, 10 groups who did that who made that kind of money, and they're they're one of
Critical
them.
is at the very top. Yeah,
They're
critical is
probably
at
like the
the
top one,
yep.
depending on if they were including what's it called, Paizo, which I think they're technically under the OGL, but they're not. They're kind of free of it too. Um,
Yeah, I think so.
'Cause I think first edition Pathfinder was definitely OGL, but second edition they like. I think that I remember I read it like when that was all going on. They posted a thing where they were like, "Yeah, technically we have like there's no actual reason for us to be in the OGL. We just do it that people can make stuff off of our stuff too. They just like kind of put themselves there to do that. But um, yeah, it's kind of like the only thing really news on that I have. It was just like a video I watched like the other day that this person was talking about it. Just thought you find that interesting. Um,
That's actually yeah, I mean that's fucking good for them, dude. Like at
mm-hmm,
least they're gonna be out of the D&D loop and doing like their own original shit
mm-hmm.
now. Which I mean, technically, if you want to, I mean, if you want to be technical about it, their campaigns are pretty fucking
Well,
original.
yeah,
With how fucking deep Matthew goes into fucking like creating them and shit like that. I mean, even like all the other guys like in the that make the characters and shit like that, dude, they
mm-hmm.
do ridiculous fucking like amounts of work on
Oh
their
yeah,
backstories and shit like that.
oh
Like
yeah.
ridiculous amounts. Fuck, dude. Like and it's just like all shit that you're like, oh fuck, I would have like never thought of that
Mm-hmm.
at all, dude. Like, but yeah,
Yeah, don't get
more power to
expectations
them.
too high for when we eventually start doing Dungeons and Dragons content. It's not gonna be like that.
We are no fucking critical role, bro.
Not only that, just the amount of
Critical
time to
role.
take to come up with all that shit, and like they're like not only that, but they're all like
Dude,
professional voice actors and shit. So it's like,
yeah, well, even that, like Matt Mercer's even came out and has been like, he said that it always breaks his heart whenever like people like see like a new group playing or get into a new group and
mm,
play and then expect it to be like critical role
yeah,
because he's just like you gotta understand like he's like I've been doing this for 25 plus years,
mm.
dude. Like
Well,
I
that and it's
mean,
like it's a
and then he's in the profession of
yeah, it's a big
like literally
production.
acting and writing and shit
Yeah,
like that.
and this is like their main fucking production they do every year.
Like this is their main job.
Of course, they're gonna fucking put a lot of work into it.
Yeah. We just trying to have fun and make some content, dude.
Mm-hmm. This is another
Shit.
some another big bit of big recent news.
Um,
Overwatch 2 officially canceled all their PvE stuff like
I
earlier
saw
today.
that. I saw that, dude. And people are pissed,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
god.
watched Mogul Mail, which is Ludwig's little show where he was talking about it. And I know like Charlie and all them started putting up videos too. I mean, I didn't care enough to watch everybody's video. I just watched the one. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, from what I understand, they like back when they originally announced Overwatch 2, they were talking about, oh, we're gonna have a PVE mode, and there's gonna be like co-op missions. There's gonna be this other like mode where you can have like character progression and stuff. And then like a couple years ago, well, like over a year ago when Overwatch 2 came out, the PvP, Blizzard Activision was going through some rough times financially, like,
But
and so they decided to go ahead and put out the PvP first, to get the PvP out, the regular multiplayer out, update the game, make it free to play, and all this and that. And then just whenever the PvE stuff was ready, they would add it. Well,
yeah.
since the announcement of it, it's been like 3.5 years, and they're like, "Yeah, we're kind of not really doing that anymore." Like, the guy who was like the head of production, or whatever. He like into like a year after the announcement, he had left after like 19 years of being with Blizzard, and people were like, "Ooh, that's not good." And then like just shit just never developed, which is wild because at that presentation in 2019, they had the first mission of like the single player playable at like this booth and stuff.
Yeah.
I think they said they're still gonna do like seasonal like PVE events that would happen, but they're not gonna do like the story mode stuff and the co-op missions and have the progressions. It's not gonna have none of that. So all the features that everybody wanted.
God, dude, there's always something going on with Activision
Mm.
Blizzard. It's
Well,
always fucking something,
and
bro.
I think Ludwig had mentioned something. Somebody had made a good point that Blizzard could potentially be the new BioWare, and how they might go bankrupt in the next couple of years and just not be a thing anymore. Like
Yeah.
after just like one too many mistakes and setting
Yeah,
expectations too high.
I think BioWare's very like their biggest downfall I think had to do with Anthem or something like
Well,
that.
it was a fucking like triple whammy of Anthem, Mass Effect Andromeda, and like
Andromeda was another one. Yeah.
one of the last Dragon Age games wasn't received that well either. So it was like the three games in a row just fucking bombed.
Yeah, well, I know BioWare's two biggest things are Dragon Age and Mass
Mass Effect, yeah.
Effect.
Yeah, I think
And
there was one that was like the lot like the whatever the most recent one was like didn't do nearly as good as the previous ones, and then Mass Effect Andromeda was like a big letdown for a lot of people. Nobody really got that far into it. Uh, and then they tried Anthem and overpromised, and it didn't. Of course, a lot
yeah.
of people put the blame on EA kind of for that because they were trying to do like a Destiny style game, and they just
Yeah.
it just wasn't there. Which from what I hear from the people, some people who did actually play Anthem, it apparently the gameplay is actually pretty all right. It's just there's not that there's like nothing to do. There's not enough content.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I know I don't think they've put out let me see, when was the last Dragon Age that they did?
It might have been like
Was
Dragon
it
Age
Inquisition?
Inquisition. Yeah, I think it was. Which I think from I feel like it wasn't like hated on. Like it wasn't like bad. It just like wasn't that popular. It just wasn't as good as the previous ones. And then like things got worse when it was Mass Effect and how that one was not nearly people like just so different and stuff. A lot of people didn't care for it. And then Anthem just
Ooh. So Dragon Age The Last Court. So people have been waiting for the fourth like main title of
yeah.
Dragon Age, right? I'm guessing what really did it in for people was Dragon Age got brought up or whatever. So people started freaking out. But it's a text-based free-to-play browser game.
Huh. That's kind of you know what that reminds
Yeah.
me of. That reminds me of Diablo Immortal. Everyone's waiting for Diablo 4 and they announce a new Diablo game and it's just a mobile game
Oh my
with
god,
microtransactions.
bro.
But hey,
That shit looked
Diablo
like
4 is like getting ready to come out like really soon.
and apparently like even granted it hasn't like fully come out yet, it's getting ragged on pretty fucking hard
Oh
from what
really?
I heard.
I
Yeah.
haven't heard or seen nothing.
Yeah. Apparently it's just like really, really fucking dull.
Well,
I don't know because
in a couple
I haven't
years
fucking
when
played
it's
the
on
shit.
sale for the all the deals with all the expansions for like $20, we'll find out.
Yep. And it's like if that's the case, I mean, I'll just stick around with Diablo 3 still. I
Diablo
mean,
2
and Diablo 2.
Resurrected,
Yeah.
yeah, or whatever the remaster. Excited to play
Yep.
that. We're gonna be playing that at some point.
Yep. Shit. And yeah, fuck, dude. I was just kind of like, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm just kind of like waiting to see if like Microsoft actually goes through with fucking like actually buying out that company or whatever.
Hey,
Which Phil Spencer did say like it wasn't for Call of Duty because Sony was like shitting themselves and everything over that. Um, because they're like, oh, if they buy it, they're gonna make it Xbox exclusive, and then that's gonna shut us down completely. And it's like, you have literally how many fucking
Right. Well, also, I don't think.
exclusives for PlayStation compared to Xbox?
Well,
Like, bro, most of your fucking games.
yeah. Well, that's kind of like become like an old argument now because there's so much stuff now that's starting to come out, and like
Yeah,
Xbox. I mean, when you say Xbox exclusive, like that includes PC. Like if it's on, like it's
yeah,
basically just it's not on Switch or PlayStation.
yeah.
But
Which
like,
I know Microsoft and Nintendo have like a little bit of a partnership going
yeah,
on.
they've done some stuff. Um,
Yeah, because I know they have like a little partnership that like they'll fucking like do releases and shit on like either
well, I
or
know there's
something
the whole
like
thing.
that.
Like everything I saw was like with like Minecraft and like with Minecraft because Microsoft owns Mojang, and so Minecraft. If you want to cross play Minecraft on Switch, you have to like link like a Microsoft account or make a Microsoft account kind of and link it to your Switch account. So that's like I don't know like what other features there is. I was actually hoping that it would be more in depth, and I think a lot of people were because from what I said, Nintendo's online services are fucking dog shit, and like the voice chat is awful. And so I was kind of hoping for like Jordan and people that we know that like because I don't have a Switch that they would just basically make it Nintendo's version of Xbox Live.
Which that would genuinely be like in Nintendo's best fucking interest to do something like that. I mean, they're so fucking far behind on that
Well, it
shit,
would be in
dude.
the
That
interest of
just
the consumers. It wouldn't really be. I don't think it would be in Nintendo's interest because they'd have to. If it's a paid service like everyone has, then they'd have to split the money with Xbox.
yeah. I think I think they just kind of look at it and they're like, eh, we're just gonna. For fuck's sake, they pumped out the new Legend of Zelda game already,
Mm-hmm.
and that's doing really fucking well. I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up winning Game of the
I've
Year whenever
seen
that. Fucking...
so many memes because there's a feature in that game where you can kind of like put a bunch of objects together and make like makeshift vehicles and shit. Because there's like propeller items and like little rocket items and stuff. So I've seen everything from something as simple as somebody took like some glider shaped thing and they put some propellers on it. And it was actually kind of a cool video where they launched it off of a cliff and then they parachuted down and caught it. And as it was spinning, they climbed on it and like it went upright. And they were able to just like fly off. I've seen that. I've seen somebody make a mock up of a person with a flamethrower dick, and then it all fell apart and caught on fire at the end. And then I saw somebody make a giant penis boat. Um, a lot of penis stuff people have been making, but they're just throwing people are just throwing propellers and rockets on just like fucking whatever and just like fucking all right, get on it, just fucking take off.
Finds a big boulder. Yep, that's it.
Like because I think there's like different items you could use specifically for that, like just like random shit, and people are just making fucking whatever, dude. It's fucking hilarious. And like that's like actually I think that was the first thing I saw the day the game came out was somebody making some fucking makeshift whatever. And I was like, oh, I've never seen videos like this before. I guess this isn't Breath of the Wild. It's the new one.
Yeah,
I guess they added a feature where you could just make shit and then come all the videos of people making stuff with dicks.
yeah, yeah, dude. But fucking Nintendo has like, especially with like Super Smash Brothers, dude. Like their fucking online service for that game is dog shit. Like if you're not plugged into like the router,
Mm-hmm.
like completely like straight into it on your Switch playing that game, you're basically gonna be playing a fucking slideshow. Like it's such a fucking shit show, dude. I mean, granted, like Mario Kart, I mean, I haven't really had any
Mm-hmm.
issues with, and I'm like, that's an, I mean, why can't your fucking little
Who knows?
platforming fighting game have like good connection, but like I can have like fucking 12 people in one server
It could also
and
maybe be
everything.
because something like Smash Brothers, there's a lot more like input data going because like the motherfuckers who play that shit
Probably.
are just like fucking. slamming them fucking keys. So it's like a lot more information being sent, maybe, and like
Yeah.
and it's more important on that than it is necessarily Mario Kart. I mean, yeah, Mario Kart you could bump into each other and like hit people with items and stuff, but
Yeah.
like with fucking Smash Brothers, it's like direct contact on each other the whole time, so it kind of matters more. But yeah, that
Yeah.
from what I
Like,
always hear is that they've that, like their online services have kind of always sucked, and it's just bad. I mean,
yeah.
and as much as people as much as I know, like some people might not like this is true. Like Nintendo doesn't consider themselves a video game company; they're a toy company. To
Yep.
them, video games are just a type of toy. Like they're trying to sell, like they're trying to make money, and like
Yeah.
there is like I think there's like certain
It's all
business
that indie
philosophies
bullshit.
that Japanese companies have when it comes to making money that they don't care as much. Like if they do something that makes them more money, but isn't the popular thing on the with the fandom, like they don't care if it makes them more money. Like that's like the whole thing with the this isn't Nintendo, this is Konami with the Metal Gear Solid thing. Like as big as it would have been to have kept Kojima and to make a Metal Gear Solid 6, uh, they at the time, this is one of the reasons why he left, is there was this other game developer who made some little cheap ass mobile game that made them so much more money at around the same time. It was like only released in Japan. It was even like I think it was like a gambling game or something. I don't even know, like a pachinko online app or something. And it made them so much goddamn money. They promoted him, even though he hadn't been there nearly as long as Kojima had. But they did that because it made him money. And then he left, and they were like, "Oh, let's just try and make some money off this Metal Gear Solid shit. So let's make that Metal Gear Survive, fucking PvP only. There's zombies or something. Fucking game
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
nobody
That's
fucking played.
yeah.
Like they're just gonna do what's gonna make them money. They don't care. They probably I guess they don't. I don't know. I always feel like Nintendo's like their main source of money is they know that they're the super hardcore Nintendo fans are gonna rebuy the same games over and over again, which is why like they don't have like a universal store system that your purchases go on across multiple consoles. They're just we'll just make the game work on this new console and you'll buy it for full
Yep.
price again or buy for half the price or whatever the fuck
I think yeah, I think a lot of their fan base is obviously the hardcore Nintendo fans that are gonna like do whatever to get another fucking Nintendo game or console.
Yeah.
And like it's gonna be one of those for like people who have like families and stuff like that and little kids and they're just like, oh yeah, here you go, play some another fucking Mario game or something
Right.
like that. Or Mario Kart or fucking Zelda or some shit like that. I mean, there's always gonna be little kids that are gonna be introduced to Mario at some point, so they're like, "Here, fuck
Well,
it,
I'm
there you
talking
go."
about like the adults who are just too hooked on nostalgia and you know
Yeah,
to fucking like when it goes from, like when the Wii came out, I was like, oh, they re-released Ocarina of Time and a bunch of like Legend of Zelda games on the Wii store, and a bunch of people bought them all because like, oh shit, we get to replay them again, awesome. And then the Wii U comes out, and none of the purchases go over, and there's a new Wii U store, and then they a couple years into the Wii U, they re-release all those same games again, and all those same people rebuy all those same games again, and replay them, and then the Switch comes, and oh, they started adding back catalog games from previous Nintendo consoles is all the same people rebuy all those same fucking games again. Like that's the people I'm talking about who Nintendo's just fucking milking the fuck out of, and they're just sitting there just like,
well,
oh yeah, milk me, oh milk me, I love you Nintendo. That's people I'm talking
to
about.
a degree, I would say to a degree, Nintendo goes that way. Um, but there's been a lot of an issue with them of like not releasing older games. Like
Oh yeah,
they refuse to do like any older like Super Smash Bros game. There's like series that practically are fucking left in the
yeah, yeah.
graveyard
That's
at this
always
point.
that's like the weird things. Like certain ones they do, and like because I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure like there's certain Legends of Zelda games you could get on like every fucking Nintendo console for the past fucking decade plus. But then like have they? I don't even know if they've ever even re-released fucking F Zero, and they haven't made one in like 20 something years. Yet,
yeah.
but yet Captain
I
Falcon.
think the last,
Yet those
I
characters
think
are
the last,
always in Smash Brothers.
yeah. I think the last one they did for F-Zero was like on the GameCube or something like
Right.
that.
Right. So
And
like 20
I
years ago.
mean, yeah, so fucking like one of the series that they brought back, which I mean is a really big fucking series for them, was Metroid.
hmm
I mean, I don't remember what exactly was the one before Metroid Dread or how long it was in between, but I'm pretty sure it was a pretty long fucking time.
And I think even
Like,
between the one before the newest one and that and the previous one was like a long time. Like
yeah,
they, I don't know, they're just weird like that. Like they,
yeah,
every once in a while, like every once in a while they'll brush off something, but like there's certain things that they just maybe the between like I don't know the previous like the one of the last two F-Zero games where maybe there's a drop in sales and like oh well this is a failing series so we're never gonna do it again, or who knows like I don't know how that, I would love to like get the behind the scenes of like how they choose and like why like
yeah,
I don't know that's something I always wish like more companies were just way more transparent than they have any right to be
yeah,
because there's no
yeah.
company that's like truly transparent. Like there's some companies that have been more transparent. Like RoosterTeeth was always a very transparent company. Showed a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Just as like an example of something we talked about earlier. But like there's some companies that like they don't really let you in on like stuff like that. And I wish they would because I'm just curious like why hasn't there been an
Like,
F
how the
Zero
fuck do you
game?
go about that? Like, I mean, it's
Like
just like,
why haven't they ever released the previous Smash Brothers games? Like do they think that if they release like but maybe it's because there's such a big fan base of the previous ones that they probably feel
the
that
newer ones
if
won't do as
yeah,
well.
the new ones won't do as well. It's probably. I mean, that makes sense there if they did, because I mean that is kind of true.
Yeah,
Because I mean, yeah, if it was easier to get like melee or brawl or whatever, there'd probably be people who would stop playing ultimate and play that.
yeah, yeah, probably,
Because I know
probably.
because I'm from what I understand, copies of like melee in particular can go pretty compared at least compared to like other uh games for that generation
Yeah,
to be pretty pricey.
yeah. Melee is probably the most popular one,
Yeah.
or the most
I don't even
loved
fucking
out
play
of the
Smash
entire
Brothers, and
series.
I know that's the most popular one other than
Oh yeah,
Ultimate.
and I mean, honestly, and I really wouldn't put Ultimate that far behind it
Mm,
just because of how fucking crazy their roster is
yeah,
for it. Like I mean, it's the biggest fucking roster of like any fucking Smash
and
Bros. Game combined.
it's the most recent one. It's the one
Yeah.
that's most easy to get. Isn't that one? Wasn't that one released on like Wii U?
No, there was one that was released on the Wii
Well,
U,
yeah. Well,
and then
no, because
I
I thought
had like a
I thought it was it Brawl was on the Wii, and then
yeah.
right before the Switch came out, towards the end of the Wii U was Ultimate.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, there was one. It was just called
Oh,
Smash Bros. Wii U or something like
oh
that,
I
which
could have
is like
swore
I
that.
think technically the
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's the fourth one in this franchise. But that one was weird as fuck. Like I've played around with it. I mean it's alright for a Smash Bros. Game, but then they did the weird shit of like throwing the same game on the
Mm-hmm.
3DS.
I just assumed that that was Ultimate. I guess I just forgot that was two separate games.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a couple separate ones, but I mean, yeah.
So I remember
I
Jordan
think
and them playing it at like school and shit and having like the amiibos and stuff.
yeah. Yeah, I think the Wii U and Brawl ones are probably the most disliked ones, or and nobody really talks about the 3DS version because that's a shit game to fucking play on a 3DS. And then you have the ones that are like play the N64 one,
Right.
oh the first one, dude. And everybody's just kind of like, okay, yeah, that's cool and all, but I mean, controls are shit for the N64s, so I mean, there you go for that.
Where
So
they're
yeah,
all
I
just
mean, we
sucking
just need
Melee's dick.
yeah, Melee is like the big dick of the Super Smash Bros. Franchise right there, which I can't blame him because I played the fuck out of it when I had a GameCube, dude. It was so much fun, dude. Like, oh my god.
Just never really got
Um,
into it. I don't know why.
yeah, it was fucking fun. If I remember right, I think I had every character. I think I might have no, I was missing Mr. Game and Watch. That's what it was. I think.
Hmm.
I can't remember. I don't know, one of those weird fucking whatever Nintendo did, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just like sometimes like I kind of get it with their with business decision making, and
Mm-hmm.
then sometimes I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Just like so
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely understand of like I would like to like at least sit down and be in the same room as like the company people and just
Or
like
even
have them like
just that
kind of
they
hear
did
everything
a
out.
direct and they were just like, hey, like people been asking, it's like, why haven't we made these games? Like, here's why. This is why we
Yeah,
abandoned Captain Falcon like 20 years ago.
yeah. Or maybe just the strategy is like make them starve for that franchise more
Yeah,
and
maybe,
more,
or
and then
maybe,
release one, and then it fucking be like, oh shit, like a new fucking like
or maybe
Mother
that
3
was
now.
their plan, and then it just never got to like the numbers that they were hoping for, and so like, oh well, I guess we're just not going to release it now. It's too late. Or maybe they were
Yeah,
hoping it was going to be like Half Life, and for fucking a couple decades, people were going to be like, oh, Half Life Three, when's it coming? When's it coming? And then just they were gonna do it, and then like that never happened. So they were just like, well, I guess we're never doing it. No one cares.
yeah. Fuck dude.
Also,
I
like
was
there is
actually
a
getting
big
ready to do
disconnect.
fucking
Like this is just from being like a fan of anime and all kinds of things, like other Japan things. Like there is a big disconnect from like like the Japanese companies and like the like Western audiences, and
yeah. There.
like they're they're always gonna focus more on typically on the Japanese audience, and if they all Japanese audience wants something different, then they're gonna do that as opposed to
Yeah.
doing what the Western audience wants.
Oh
Sometimes they will like do stuff, but like if they're not listening, they're not on like American social media. They're on like Japanese Twitter and shit, like getting like
yeah.
Japanese social media. It's like so they might not even really be aware. Like maybe F Zero wasn't that really popular in Japan, and so that's why they
Yeah.
haven't done it. But it was big in the West, but they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know Konami's that way.
Mm.
Fucking with like Yu-Gi-Oh and whatnot. Like I mean
Yeah, it's just
everybody in
fucking
like
weird.
in Europe and America who plays the game and shit like that, they're like they're like we can bitch and complain all we want, but they're not gonna listen to
Mm-hmm.
us. I mean, what they're gonna listen to is the Japanese audience, right in their home base,
Yeah.
like because I mean, as long as the Japanese are playing, they're gonna keep pumping it out. Whatever's working, it's gonna be it's just they are gonna go mainly on the Japanese
Man, I
consumer
wonder
base.
how unreadable some of the Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh cards are compared to like the fucking English
Oh,
ones. Like some of the ones that have
God,
like fucking paragraphs on them. Like
dude. That's gotta be such a fucking shit show.
or like what if there's like just like random like Japanese terms that make it like it's like half as many letters.
That's giving me anxiety thinking about it. That's giving me so much anxiety thinking about that. Because it's like, bro, fucking like Japanese is already difficult enough. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like if I actually like learned to read a little bit and somebody handed me a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card, I'd
Yeah,
be
just
like,
like
oh my
some like
god, dude.
weird like special character like effect card or something that had just like polymerization effect or whatever had like six different things listed for it, and it was just like a paragraph. Like, oh, I'm so glad like other games aren't like that.
God, dude. Fucking I had one my a coworker. I showed him like my fucking Yu-Gi-Oh binder and whatnot because I guess he used to like
Mm-hmm.
be really big into it and shit like that, or not necessarily like playing the card game or
Right,
whatever,
just the cards in the
but
shell.
like the anime.
Yeah,
And he's like, "Holy shit, dude! You have like the fucking Egyptian god cards. These got to be so expensive." And I'm like, "They're really not. It's like they're really not."
they put
I
them
was
bitches in
like,
so many
"I wish
things as
they
like
fucking
promo
were."
cards and stuff, but I'm sure like a set of like the first ones probably could go for a little bit if they're in good condition. Could probably go for a little bit of money, but not much.
Yeah. I looked at them and I'm like, probably like the most I'd get out of those cards is like maybe like $1 each.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh yeah,
if that.
because because since we were kids, like this wasn't a thing when we were kids, but now there's so many just like different boxes that like it's like oh it comes with the Egyptian God card promo cards as the
Yep.
promos. Like speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, this fucking video keeps coming up my feed, and I want to see if I keep telling myself I need to see if you can actually order it on Etsy or whatever. It's an unofficial card that somebody made. That's the third leg of the forbidden one. Somebody made a card for it.
I think somebody did like an alt card I saw on like Instagram or Reddit or some shit like
Mm-hmm.
that, and somebody had turned like Little D into like a fucking golden schlong,
Well,
and
this
then
is just
fucking
like
placed it like
straight up just
right in
like
the
an
middle.
original card someone made. It literally says the third leg of the forbidden one, and it like he has a binder page with like the head and the arms and the legs, and that middle slot of the card page he puts it, and it fits perfectly with like how it's all cut up,
Yep.
and it's the
Oh
third
my
leg of the
god,
forbidden one. I want to get that for Michael, like for his birthday or for Christmas or something one year.
this shit would be so fucking funny.
God, see,
All I know is I'm getting him another hentai.
did you ever give him the last one you got him? What was his reaction?
So, so we're fucking sitting in the car, right? And I bring it out, and I'm like, "Yeah, you can open your shit real fast." And he starts pulling out like I got him like a couple things of like dice or whatever, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's like a dice shaker that's like made of leather, and he fucking gets to the bottom of it, and it said "open last," and I fucking like on the wrapping slapped a big old piece of paper with like the most detailed fucking penis I could on it.
Damn.
And he opens it up and he's like, "This feels like a book." And I'm like, it might just be. So he fucking opens it and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" He was like, "Gavin, I was hoping for fucking volume 2 of the one that you bought me for." I was like, "Yeah, but this one's better because it's super fucking gay."
That's what I was getting ready to say.
And he's
That
like, "Damn it, you had to give me a gay one and not one with the fucking big ass Amazonian women or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, there was a second volume sitting up on the shelf with that, but I didn't have enough money to get that.
I think there's like a third one too.
There is a third one, so I was looking. I can't find the second volume for that shit anywhere. Nowhere to be fucking seen. But the third one I can find perfectly fucking normally.
You should check like JList or something like that, like one of those like other sites. They might have it.
Yeah.
Something other than Amazon.
Yeah. I'll have to see about that, actually. Because, bro, that one was so fucking funny when I saw that shit on Amazon. I was like, that's it. That's
Yeah.
the fucking one. I was like, immediately what went to my head is fucking Futurama's Snoo Snoo.
Yeah.
But manga.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Kind of get to another topic that I got here. A little progress on some Warhammer stuff.
Oh yeah?
I finally built all of that Age of Sigmar Dominion box. So that's all fully built. I
Oh
stayed up late
shit.
one night and just finished grinding it out. Got both armies done. They're not, of course, they're not painted. I don't have any plans on painting them anytime soon either because I got too much other shit to work on.
Yeah.
And then actually made some progress on the kill team terrain. Slowly
Oh
working
shit.
on that. Those the Gallow Dark or whatever the fuck. Actually got a bunch of pieces right here. So I did all the black paneling, touched up all the silver, did the black paneling. I got to go back and touch up the silver again, just because I did the black very messily, intentionally, just so I could get through it quicker. Because um, there's quite a lot of it. There's those pieces here, and that one's full of pieces.
Oh shit.
And there's still all the other shit that came with it, all the different like computer consoles and cat pieces and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of shit. And I still have to figure out how I'm going to do the all the computer screens. On the one piece that I kind of painted all the way through, that's the one thing I didn't do was computer screens. And I looked up like a video or two, so I kind of have an idea how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do something
Yeah.
simple. I think I have the colors to do them, and I want to do them in different colors because most people do them green, and that's the most common
Yeah.
thing to do them. But like sometimes, especially if like say your army's salamanders, which is green, like one of the green armies, or they'll do them like red or blue or something like that. It's the same trick where it's the same like simple trick. So I'm gonna try and maybe do some one color, some another color, just kind of mix it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Shit.
slowly making the progress. But I don't know. Maybe later this week I could try and knock out the rest of the touching up the silver, and then maybe go like do all the skulls. The skulls aren't going to take long. It's real easy. There's a lot of them. There's a fucking lot of them. So
Oh yeah.
there's a surprising amount of like skulls tucked away on these walls, man.
Just like in true Warhammer nature, if it ain't got fucking skulls on it, it ain't
Like
Warhammer,
this
bro.
random one has, let's see, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on one side. 11 skulls on one side. And the other side's got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's another 9 on the other side. Just like
God
randomly
damn.
tucked away. I mean, part of it kind of makes sense because there's a lot of like, different control panels and stuff. And in Warhammer, because AI is heretical and outlawed and you will be put to death for it, but they still kind of need it. Some type of automation. They take prisoners and poor people and take their skulls and brains and hook up a bunch of knowledge to it and use that instead of AI.
Yeah. Fucking shit's metal, dude.
Yeah.
That shit's metal as fuck.
Now, some of these are literally just like empty skulls sitting on a shelf, but then other ones are those skulls that have like the little like tech eye and shit and like are all wired up and stuff. So yeah, it's both. But you have to
Yeah.
go touch up all the silver and shit. And then just a matter of doing the like the other little details that I put out like some of these fucking some of the piping I did like a bronze colors, a couple other things like some of these like dials I did them red so they stand out. A couple different things here and there. The lights make the lights stand out. And then like yeah, this one's got a bunch of control panels. Actually, this is the one that because there's pretty much two of everything of all the walls. So there's as far as like different versions, there's half as many walls that have. That's how many versions there are. There's just two of everything. So the one I'm looking at
Yeah.
is actually the one that I did. So you can see they got identical.
Okay.
Which you can't really see all the detail, but like I mean you can definitely see like that big that's like a radar thing.
Yeah.
Which you can't see like any of the detail on the web camera, but yeah, up close you can see there's like a little bit more detail, like some lights I did, the skulls, the little dials. There's a couple of bronze features. Yeah. Yeah.
Sheesh.
But yeah, once that's done, then it's back to working on the army, man.
Fuck yeah.
Because I was like actually kind of like cleaning my room like this past weekend, like actually like dusting off the shelves and everything, and I'm like, I got a game plan in my head of like what I needed to do. Because I got like some stuff that's like mostly finished that I never finished, like my Land Raider is like almost entirely done except for the weapons. The interior, exterior, all is fully painted and assembled. The weapons aren't. So I gotta do that. I have a Blood Angels have like a specific character dreadnought. Technically, they have three character dreadnoughts of like the small, like regular little dreadnoughts, but it's all one kit. And like I mostly painted it, and it's mostly assembled. I kind of
Yeah.
magnetized it to where I could kind of switch out the weapons and switch out the faceplates to be the different characters, but I never finished painting it all. So
Oh, okay.
I need to do that. I gotta finish this squad of assault intercessors. I noticed I still have some intercessors over here that I never finished assembling. A couple more. It's a lot.
Fuck, dude.
And I don't know if because they haven't announced the date yet, but I would like to be pretty much done by the time 10th edition box set comes out. Uh, I'm not gonna have my kill teams done. The RBDs and the
Oh
Trukari little kill
yeah,
teams that I got. Those probably I ain't gonna promise to get those done as well, because that's gonna be a lot more. But I'm gonna try and get the
yeah,
bulk of the army done by then, by 10th edition, is the plan. Unless they like announce tomorrow it comes out in like a month, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking grind it out. But it's probably doable. I mean, people have painted
maybe.
armies in
Yeah.
like a day or two, but to how I've been painting them, that might be doable. I don't know. It's coming out soon, so I need to really fucking start grinding it out. And then me and Jordan can learn, because Jordan, I'm gonna give him the Tyranids and all that, and he's gonna put them together with me while I'm putting together other stuff. And when we get all that put together, I can take my like what will at that point be like 3,000 points of Blood Angels against his like 1,000 points of Tyranids with like barely any terrain.
Oh my god, it's just gonna be a fucking open field.
Yeah, it's I end my turn one, and all right, Jordan, it's your turn. He's got like one thing left.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Christ, dude. Fucking A, man.
yeah.
Good old Warhammer, bro. It just do be like that sometimes, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
And like I want to
I
get
mean,
that. Oh man, think about the shit that's coming out that I want to get. Like they're gonna have that kill team campaign box with all those like Inquisition characters and stuff in it, and some other stuff that I want to get that because that'll be fucking sweet. It's got no terrain. It's got like 40 miniatures in it, and like how to do like basically how to do like narrative story games in kill team. That would be fucking sweet to have. Uh,
oh yeah.
and if the rumors are right, I want the next kill team box for the next season of kill team, because it's gonna have, because I do want to make because like I thought about before, like as every Warhammer fan has, they've already started planning their next armies, even though they're not finished with their first one or with whatever army they're on. You're always planning
Yeah.
your next ones. And I want to do Eldari, and the next box is supposed to allegedly have the remaking one of the old shitty models as a kill team, and it's one that I want. It's called Striking Scorpions. It's Eldari have these aspect warriors, which are like all these different like elite specialty units, and one of them is
Yeah.
called Striking Scorpions. And for the longest time, looking at the picture of one of the ones in like the squad, I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell that it had four arms. I thought it had two, and it had just a really funky helmet because its hands are like this with like claws and shit. I didn't notice for a little too long that those weren't that, because the other ones have two sets of arms, I think. But that one, I was like, that one's just got a weird big head because it's not a great model and it's very old. But apparently, like the next theme for the next season of Kill Team is going to involve the Eldari, or at least the first boxes, and hopefully that means it has some new kinds of terrain other than fucking spaceship terrain. It'd be nice to have a little
Yeah.
variety of stuff because they've been doing Kill Team in seasons. There's like the first season, which I think some of those boxes had like kind of different terrain in some of them.
Mhm.
The second season, which is what is ending now with the current box that just came out, uh, it's all been the spaceship terrain, the Gallo Dark interior of the ship terrain, which is a cool system of like because you can just take any all of them, just like mix and match them, and like each one had like some unique pieces to it, but there was like the stuff that they all had, and then some unique stuff. Um, but like I kind of want something other than Imperial ship interior,
Yeah.
and so which I know some people were hoping. I was hoping too when they first started doing it that they would maybe do interior of other ships, because part of that season, like the story of that season, takes place in a space hulk, which is like a clumping of a bunch of ships and stuff. And
Yeah.
oftentimes it's like there's other ships and imperial ships that are mixed in there. And so I was hoping that they would do like a craft world ship, or maybe a Tau ship or Necron ship or Chaos ship or
That'd be,
something.
that'd be fucking
And actually,
lit.
there's actually I kept getting ads for it. There's a Kickstarter. It might be over now. I don't know. For 3D printed models of a somewhat similar but not the same Imperial spaceship wall system that probably works with these. That it had Imperial and Tau, and if they hit so many stretch goals, so like so many backers, they would do like a second and third, or like a third and a fourth style of like the walls and pillars and stuff, and like four plates. But
That would,
it isn't, but is compatible with this stuff. Like it uses the exact same like connections and everything. Uh,
yeah,
but it's totally not Warhammer. I swear to God.
totally not Warhammer.
Yeah, and you could like either buy it or like I think it's just like the models for 3D printing or whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. Hopefully, we actually get like a lot more like Xeno terrain instead.
that would be cool. Or if it's just like some like funky trees and like or like some Eldari style buildings or something. I don't know. I don't have no idea what it could be. It definitely the one little teaser they showed. It's like grassy fields and it's supposed to be on like an Eldar world or something like that.
Yeah,
And it's I think it's Space Marines versus Striking Scorpions. Craft World Eldar. I think they said like people said like what this kill team is going to be. I don't remember. Some random version of the Space Marine armor, one of the other versions of Space Marine armor. It's getting a kill team upgrade, basically. So we'll see. Um,
yeah,
Definitely could use it.
yeah.
That one I might, depending on what it is, I might just like make because the kill team, a lot of the kill teams, it's weird with the kill teams. So some of the boxes, most of them, it's one completely brand new squad, and then one that's like a regular infantry unit that just gets like an extra little sprue that you could upgrade it to a kill team. Um,
Yeah,
and that's what the Space Marine might be. I don't know if it's weird because usually like the first box of the season is two completely new ones. That's what it's been in the past, but who knows? It might be, it might not be. Um, and if that's the case, the Space Marines, I'll probably make them as the kill team, and I might not paint them as Blood Angels and use them in my Blood Angels. I might just paint them as something else and just keep them as a kill team separate.
yeah,
That'd be kind of cool. Get keep from having to paint the same armor scheme over and over again. Because I'm sure that's going to be
shit.
coming out shortly after 10th edition, so
Yeah,
it'd be a nice little break. Maybe do
fuck.
fucking I don't know. I don't even know. I guess it depends on what they are. I might do it different depending on what it is. If it's like a stealth unit, I might do like what's it called? What's it called? Fuck. I don't remember what they're called. There's a fucking one there's one of the Space Marine Legions that's like that's their thing. It's like black armor stealth units. I know their
Mm,
Primarch is Corvus Corax, which apparently means like Raven, or it's Raven Guard. Yeah,
mm. Okay, yeah.
yeah. I was getting mixed up because I've been watching a lot of stuff about Dark Angels and they have Raven Wing, and so it was like fucking me up.
Okay, yeah. Good old fucking
But yeah,
Death God, bro.
yeah, Raven Guard. I think it's
Raven
Raven
Guard.
Guard.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
there's so many of them that like one of the words gets used again somewhere else, and so it fucks you up.
yeah, yeah. Because there's like Death Guard, Raven Guard, and then
Raven Wing, which is part of the
Raven
Dark
Wing.
Angels, which is to not be confused with the Blood Angels.
Fuck, dude. It's there's so many. Fuck, dude.
And
Yeah,
Dark Angels also have Deathwing too. That's another part of the Dark Angels is Deathwing. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Fuck, dude. That's oh my
just like how
god.
Blood Angels have Death Company, not to be confused with Death Guard, and they have
Yeah.
Sanguinary Guard. Yeah,
It's such a fucking headache sometimes. Like it's cool shit, but it's like at the end of the day when you try to like fucking remember which is which, you're like, fuck. Like
yeah. That's why I don't bother remembering all the names of all the legions.
No, I think it's just kind of like one of those like, oh fuck, yeah, that's right. Okay, I
Yeah,
remember now. And then I'll go back to like
there's
fucking
I mean
forgetting about it.
like people can what's the thing like for like even you and me like we had that thing like this was like episodes ago where we were like I don't even know if it was on the episode but we were talking about Black Templars and we're like who's their prom like because I knew that they weren't an
Yeah,
original. I wasn't sure if that I was pretty sure that they weren't an original founding chapter, but I didn't know
yeah,
who they were a successor of and who their Primarch was, and you had to look it up, and it's the Imperial Fist, Rogel
yeah.
Dorn.
The Imperial Fist, which I think they're technically their leader is
Rogel Dorn.
Roble Dorn, but like it was Roble Dorn's fucking right hand man that split off and then became the leader of the
Oh yeah,
Black
well he
Templar,
he just the
which is
the chapter master,
Sigismund, I think. Sigismund,
Sigismund.
I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's
He's
right.
just like the chapter master or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's the chapter master. But yeah, yeah. Which fuck, dude, that's fucked with me so hard when I found that out. I was like, they're part of the fucking. They're technically Imperial Fists, just Crusaders. Like,
yeah. So
it's,
that's like the thing is like all the
but like,
original
there's
legions
the
have all the successor chapters part of the second founding. It's like the whole
yeah,
thing after Horus Heresy. They weren't allowed to have more than 1,000 Space Marines per chapter or whatever, so they had to split them all up. And
yeah.
actually,
Which actually, there was the video I was watching. Oh boy, was like, yeah, if there's anybody who would like turn against the Imperium of Man, it would be the Black Templars. Like,
well, actually, it would be them, and a lot of people have also said the same thing about the Dark Angels, because that's like the whole
yeah,
thing with during the Horus Heresy, they kind of split in half almost, and had like their own like civil war with the Dark Angels, because there was I forget what they're called, but there was like a group of them got labeled as traitor and have just been like out roaming. Some of them are just like, well, we're not welcome to the Imperium anymore, so we're just going to become rogue traders and pirates and shit. Some of them, like, none of them really went chaos. I think some of them might
yeah,
have, but they're with what's his name coming back, the Lion, Lionel Johnson. He is actually like forgiving them and like letting them come back because he realized it was all just a stupid misunderstanding of like why they started fighting each other. Um, that's like a whole thing during the Horse Heresy. Which, speaking of that, I watched a video that was pretty interesting. That was different characters from around the universe reacting to the fact that that another Primarch has returned and the Lion's back. And one of them was a Blood Angel, just like a regular Blood Angel Marine, talking about how uh, we shouldn't jump to trust him right away, and he's worried that with him coming back, he might try and usurp Dante's position because so the whole like physical universe of Warhammer is split in the middle by like a big
yeah,
chaos warp thing, and there's the north section and the south section. Gilliman, Primarch Ultramarines, is like in charge of that south section, and he put Dante, the chapter master of the Blood Angels, in charge of the whole upper section. Like he is, that's why he's Commander Dante. 'Cause he's the commander of uh, what is it? It's like something nihilist or whatever, zone nihilist or something, which is the upper half of the universe. So he's the commander in chief of like half of the Imperium.
holy
and
shit.
so some of the Blood Angels were worried that with uh Lionel Johnson coming back, that he's going to try and take that position from him. And he's like, what does
Mm,
that mean for us now? Like, are we not like is Commander Dante not the commander of uh Imperial Nihilist or whatever the fuck it's called or whatever? Is he going to try and take that
yeah,
from him, or is he just going to like let him still be and just like cause we don't have to answer that yet because
yeah,
Dante's helping him, is helping him part of the return is helping him, but because there's this whole scene with all the new models get to hang out and fight each other.
yeah,
It's like fuck. It's kind of a dumb scene where it's like when the lion shows up to like this big there's like this big climactic scene with Azrael, who's the chapter master of the Dark Angels, fighting Vashtor, who's that new demon character that has a model. And then the lion shows up because he has a new model with Dante because Dante has a new model, and Angron for no reason shows up because he has a new model. Also, Abaddon to the spoilers there for no
yeah.
fucking reason. It's like eight characters like show up to this one thing for like a fight, they had that half of them have no reason to be there, but they all have new models. So look at them.
Yeah. They
buy our,
just so
buy
happen
our new
to like
toys.
walk up in there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah, some goody shit that we'll probably be getting out of 10th edition war wise as well then.
I can't wait. Can't wait for that box.
Oh shit.
Yep.
You're
Well,
right.
I guess that's time. We were like a hour and a
Man.
half. So
Oh,
thanks to
yeah.
everybody for watching us yawn fest. I know I've been yawning like the whole time.
Yeah.
Sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see pictures of my uh Dominion box, I post them on Instagram. There should be a link below to my Instagram and all that. And if you want to see like just more shit, just follow, like, subscribe, and all that fucking good shit. And we should have actually, before this gets uploaded, we'll have the second part of Gundam, SD Gundam up, and then the third part will be coming next. So yeah.
Stay tuned for that, peeps. Thank you. Catch you later.